Round 6 of the NRL kicks off on Thursday night when the Cowboys make a trip to Canberra to face the Raiders. That's not right. I know I'm wearing a Raiders t-shirt from the NFL, but I'm talking about the Canberra Raiders. This video is going to be my round 6 NRL tips. I went 7 out of 8 tipping the Newcastle Knights with a Manly Seagulls side without Tom Trbojevic, and they got the job done quite convincingly. Great round of footy. A few games that you didn't expect to be too good actually being good, and with the main one, the Broncos and the Roosters there on Friday night. I was at Cbus Super Stadium for the Parramatta Eels away game against the Titans. Saw a bloody streaker on the field. We saw a flare incident and a streaker tackle a security guard on Sunday. So a very entertaining round of footy, and 7 out of 8 is always good. But let's get into the first game. It is Thursday night in Canberra. It is the Raiders against the Cowboys. Now, in round 2, these sides met, and it was the Cowboys at home absolutely destroying the Raiders, a demolition job. Scott Drinkwater has been named at fullback for this game, and the Canberra Raiders potentially could have Jared Croker in. I think he's a sneaky chance. He's been named in jersey 22. Matt Tomoko looks quite injured. They do lose a little bit in the forward pack, the Cowboys. Griffin Neame from the bench due to concussion, as well as Jermaine Tanua-Brown. Xavier Savage has been named in jersey number 14 for the Canberra Raiders, which is great to see. So that's the first game of the season for Xavier Savage. And Matt Frawley dropped out of this side. Look, it being in Canberra are always tough to beat. And the Cowboys had a few good games to start the season, but they have dropped off a little bit unlucky to lose. They were very good in attack against the Warriors in Golden Point, another Golden Point game last week. But I'm going to go with the Raiders. I don't have too much confidence in Canberra. I just think that in Canberra, a little bit of revenge, they can be gritty, they can get their defence, and if veteran Jared Croker plays, it could be really nice for him to get his first win of the season as well. So, look, I'm going to tip the Raiders by 6. I do think this game will be quite tight. So I'm going to go with Raiders to win over Canberra, 18-12. You know what? I'm going to take Brad Snyder. I reckon he'll have a really good game at halfback. So I'm going to take Brad Snyder to score the first try of the match on Thursday. First try of the Now, the next game sees the South Sydney Rabbitohs up against the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. I actually think the Bulldogs improved quite a lot against Penrith. I thought they played quite well. Love seeing Kyle Flanagan in his kicking game. Led to a try assist. Good passing game. Yeah, it was great to see him back in the NRL. As for the Bulldogs, I think they played good, and I think they're a chance of this game. It is a Good Friday match, and these two love to play each other on Good Friday. The Rabbitohs often put, I think, a cricket score on the Rabbitohs when they play them, and they lose Latrell Mitchell for this game, so Blake Taff will be at fullback for this one. Isaiah Tuss has been named on the reserves. He's in jersey 19, so a chance, and Harvili, who had a great game in New South Wales Cup, is in jersey number 18. As for the Bulldogs, they look unchanged besides Biondu Odu, who is in jersey number 19 for that one. So, I'm going to go South. I think they'll be a little bit too good for the Doggies. I think they're definitely a chance in this game, but I think South will win 1-12. So, I'm going to take the Rabbitohs to win 28 points to 16. But you know what? I reckon the Bulldogs will score first. So, I'm going to take Josh Addo-Carr to score his first try of the season on Friday. This game's at 4 o'clock on Friday. Good Friday. Some Good Friday footy. Rabbits 28, Bulldogs 16. Friday at 8 o'clock, it's the undefeated Penrith Panthers up against the Brisbane Broncos. Now, the Brisbane Broncos are going to be without Payne Haas for this game. That is not good, in my opinion. That is not good for the Broncos. They put in a nice fight against the Roosters. They led at half-time. They almost got the job done, got the Chockies fought to almost send it towards a Golden Point game, or even win the game, but in the end, the Roosters getting home off a big Joey Manu performance. This game is going to be a blowout. I honestly think that the Broncos could be kept scoreless here. I think Adam Reynolds gets a try assist at some point during the game though, so without even saying much here, this game's in Penrith. Penrith are so good at home, full strength against the Broncos side without Payne Haas. I think the Broncos will be kept to 1 try, and I think they'll lose this game by 30 points. I'm going to go with the Brisbane Broncos 6 to the Penrith Panthers 36, and I'm going to take Isaac Targo. Isaac Targo, it's between him and Talon May. You can kind of pick one on that left edge, but I'm going to go Isaac Targo to score the first try of the match. The Panthers to win by 30. This game sees the Manly Sea Eagles, who I think they were pretty good for the most part, pretty controlling against the Knights, but they really piled on the points towards the end, and really worrying signs for the Knights defence, good signs for a Sea Eagles team without Tom Trbojevic. As for this game, Brad Parker and Kula in the centres with Tupulatu on the wing, and then Ruben Garrick at fullback. As for the other changes, Morgan Harper is out. Ethan Bullimore has been named in jersey number 18. And as for the Gold Coast Titans, Brian Kelly is named in jersey number 3. The Titans were quite unlucky to lose against Parramatta. They put a great fight in against the Eels at Gold Coast at home, 26-20. David Fafita, what a try. As for the Manly Sea Eagles, they were great against Newcastle, but Newcastle were a bit injury prone as well. This game is in Manly, so Manly should be tough and put in a great fight and put in a good performance on Saturday. But I'm going to tip an upset here. I know I did it a few weeks ago and tipped the Titans by 2. That was against the Canberra Raiders, and the Raiders ended up winning by 2 after the Titans led. And I think the Titans have the ability to score points, whether it be a really good first half and then concede in the second half, or if they come back to win it. I'm not too sure, but I'm going to tip the Titans by 4. I'm going to go 22 points to 18, so Gold Coast to win by 4. I think Manly will score the first try, though. And I'm going to go, I think they'll set up their fullback. So I think Kieran Foran passes it to Ruben Garrick, and Ruben Garrick scores the first try. So Manly should win this game, but I reckon the Titans will get over them. I think I've seen enough from the Titans to be competitive at some point in the match and score plenty of points. So Titans to win by 4. Well, Saturday night has an absolute blockbuster. Now, this is always a great game, and the Cronulla Sharks have a fantastic record against the Melbourne Storm, so watch out. They are at $3 odds, and those odds are real juicy for the Cronulla Sharks. The Storm, they look unchanged. Tyrone Wishart returns to the bench with Alec McDonald dropping out of the side. Aidan Tolman returns after missing last week's game due to COVID, but that is about it. Obviously, the Cronulla Sharks, they're flying. They put 30 points on the Tigers. They've had 4 wins and 1 loss, which was against the Parramatta Eels. Against the Canberra Raiders in round 1. As for the Storm, once again, a team that's flying. I thought they were pretty good against the Raiders, but they have another level in them. And at Amy Park, they should kind of bring that other level out of them. But I think this game will be quite tight. I think the Storm at home will be a bit tough to beat, though. So I am going to go with Melbourne to beat the Sharks. I wouldn't be surprised if Cronulla got up the way that they're playing their footy based on form. You'd probably have to say the Sharks, but I just think Melbourne will be a little bit too good. So I'm going to go Storm to win by 10, 26 points to 16, Melbourne by 10. And I think the first try scorer for this one will be Xavier Coates. The next game sees the Sydney Roosters at the SCG on Easter Sunday going up against the New Zealand Warriors, who are 3 straight wins. The New Zealand Warriors have pulled off some wins lately. They lose Jack Murchie and Marcelo Montoya for this game. As to the Roosters, Suwali has been named in jersey 23, Lachlan Lamb in 18, Crichton still on the bench as Nat Butcher gets that starting role. Look, the Roosters, they got the job done against the Broncos, unconvincing. They go into this game against the Warriors at $1.18 to the Warriors $5. Huge odds for the Warriors if you like them with their 3 straight wins. I think the Roosters will be too good for the Warriors, if I'm being honest with you. I think that the Warriors will be competitive, though, so I don't mind the Warriors at the line of 14.5. I think that's quite a big disrespectful line towards a New Zealand team that is fighting well and still has some great players in their side. So, look, I think the Roosters will win 24 points to 12. The Roosters by 12. And for this first try, Look, I'm going to go with the wing. I'm going to go with Kevin Nagama. I'm going to go the opposite of Daniel Tupou. I think short ball from Joey Manu and Kevin Nagama scores the first try for this one. Roosters by 12. The next game sees the St. George Illawarra Dragons, who have one win from their last 13 games. That is an outstandingly bad record for St. George Illawarra fans. Going up against the Newcastle Knights, who started this season very promising. They have a lot of injuries to attend to in this round and in the coming weeks. The Newcastle Knights, they started the season good. They're now 3 straight losses, so it's really interesting. This is a tough game to tip. The Dragons, once again, have got Tyrell Sloan in jersey 21, Jaden Sullivan in 24. Aaron Woods has been dropped to the reserves as well for this one, and so has Jack Jojeski. So the bench is George Burgess, Josh Maguire, Amon, and then the 6 and the 7 still Jack Bird and Ben Hunt. As for the Newcastle Knights, Dominic Young and Jura Mamasia are out for this one. Dominic Young replaced by the return of Edric Lee. Great to see him back in some footy. I've been quite concerned with the Knights' defence lately. I thought it started off really good at the start of the season. But yeah, I think that their defence has been a little bit off. So very hard game to tip. But based off what I saw last week, I think the Dragons put in more of a fight. So I think it should be an upset, even though they're at home. They're favourites, and I don't know why they're favourites. So I think this is considered as an upset based on form. But I'm going to go the St. George Illawarra Dragons to beat the Newcastle Knights on Sunday. I think at Wollongong, with these changes that the coach has made that hasn't worked out all too well, I reckon they'll snag a win. I reckon it'll be a really close win, though. I reckon this will be a very tight game. So I'm actually going to go with the Dragons by 2. I feel like there'll be plenty of points in this purely because the Knights' defence has been shocking. And I think that the Ben Hunt will have a blinder. So I'm going to take the Dragons to win 26 points to 24. And I'm going to take their hooker in Andrew McCulloch, who will be $50 odds, I reckon, to score the first try of the match. Andrew McCulloch and the Dragons to win. And the final game of the round on Easter Monday sees the Parramatta Eels going up against the West Tigers. The West Tigers almost kept to 0 last week, but they snagged a try towards the end of the match. James Roberts is back in jersey number 3. Oliver Gildart has been dropped. Luke Garner will come into the centres. Stafford Toa on the wing for Dane Laurie. Dane Laurie was out last week. Junior Paulo faces a suspension. Wanga Blake is out injured. So our back line is Gutherson, Penasini on the wing, Opacek in the centres. I'd already swapped that around. And then Marata Niokore back in the centres. So good to see. Very happy. I spoke about that on Instagram. So, and then Bailey Simonson gets his jersey in number 5 after a great game last week. Not much to say here, really. Hayes Perham is making his, I think his second game of NRL. I think he played against the Panthers last season. Makatoa, Madison and Mitch Rain on the bench with Bryce Cartwright on the reserves. A little bit disappointing with Brycey being on the reserves, but hey, that's footy with Sean Lane returning back to the side. Look, a lot of people tipping Parramatta by 30 or 40 here, and I can see why, I guess. But if I'm being realistic, I think the Tigers will put in a fight here. I think that we'll be able to get over the top of them and run away with it in the end. But I think the Tigers will put in a fight. They've got to win a game soon. They're working towards it. I think their first win, in my opinion, probably, unless form changes, will probably be against the Cowboys in round 10. But I'm going to go with Parramatta to win by 16. I'm going to go 26 points to 10. I'll be there with my uncle from England on Monday. So really looking forward to a vlog with Uncle Alan. 26 to 10 and Mitchell Moses to score first. Mitchell Moses loves a try against his old. Okay guys, let's get into the best bets segment. So 4 legs for the multi this week. I'm going to go with the Melbourne Storm to win against the Sharks. I think they're about $1.37. The Rabbitohs minus 5.5. I think they can beat the Bulldogs by a converted try. Even though I think the Bulldogs will push them, I think that they will be able to win by about 10 or more. So, but I don't trust them at that line of 10.5. Don't take it. I'm going to take the Knights and the Dragons over. I think that the Knights defense means plenty of points will be let in this game. It's a sunny Sunday afternoon, so I'm going to go the overs and the Penrith Panthers to beat the Broncos by more than 10. That's paying $5 odds, so $5 for those 4. I think it's a great price. Now I pick 4 try scorers that are value this week. One of them is absolutely outrageous. So the first one, Matt Burton, I reckon he'll get an Easter egg on Good Friday against the Rabbitohs. He's $4.50. I reckon Brad Snyder will score a try. Raiders and Cowboys, $6 for Brad Snyder. I'm taking him first on Thursday night. I reckon Isaac Liu will bag one against Manly. Isaac Liu to score a try for the Titans. He's at $13. He has some small minutes played, but I reckon he'll bag himself a meat pie this Easter. And Tarek Sims has an impressive try-scoring record against the Newcastle Knights. He's at $3.60, and I'm all in on the Dragons. Those are my tips for the round. 7 out of 8 last week. Can we go one better? I do think it's a hard round to tip for some of these games, so hope you enjoy your footy. I'll see you guys in a vlog on Monday after